And of course, I have my microphone off this whole time. Yay, gotta love that. Professional streamer goals here. Okay, let me just go ahead and repeat myself what I just said, actually. Um, Let me get back over here. Basically, we're going to be running a fantasy shop simulator. It's done by the guy who he's a solo developer. He did Final Fantasy IX, the Memoria project. He's doing this one solo. It's kind of a fun fantasy shop simulator. You hire employees, you expand your shop, you go around collecting materials and whatnot, and then with those materials, you either just sell straight as is, or sometimes you can process those into other materials. I'll show you as we go along here. Trying to think what else I said here. Yeah, basically, what we're going to be doing is going to be starting the game, a new game to begin with. I'll kind of show you how the whole game kind of starts up. We'll kind of run through some of the probably the first few days or so, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the save game that I have, which I've put over 20 hours into so far. Actually, surprisingly enough, it's kind of shocked me on that one how much I've actually invested into the game already, but. That way you can kind of see where the mid game is after about 20 hours, where you kind of about where you would be if you're crazy like I am. Okay, and let's go ahead and fire this game up. I think that's all that needs to be said as far as the intro to the game goes. Yeah, it was only released like a month ago, almost exactly a month ago, and they've been updating pretty much almost every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. There's rarely a time I open up Steam and there's not an update. So he's very active. It's, like I said, it's still early access, but yeah, very very cozy game, pretty chill game. So if you want a nice game to just kind of relax, you don't have to worry about anything attacking, destroying your stuff, and you just want to build up from there, this is probably a good game for everybody that likes that kind of game, that just likes to build up their a shop without having to worry about anything coming and getting you, basically. Hello everyone, I'm actually recording this after this stream here. I just wanted to let you know exactly what this company is actually kind of founded on, the developer, what their story is, why they created the game. This here is basically Teddy Bear. That's who you're looking at. That's Pomeranian. Let me just go ahead and read the story for you. Brandon, that's the developer. He's a solo developer, by the way. Brandon's journey is one of love, loss, and dedication. At the heart of it all was Teddy Bear, a resilient Pomeranian who endured a rough life before finding his forever home. Despite his hardships, Teddy's spirit remained unbreakable, bringing warmth, joy, and unwavering companionship to Brandon's life. In November 2024, Teddy Bear crossed the Rainbow Bridge, leaving behind a void that words could never fill. In his grief, Brandon turned to the one thing that felt right, bringing to life an idea he had envisioned 3 years prior. A project born out of love, now transformed into a living tribute to his best friend. With unwavering dedication, Brandon continues to expand this heartfelt endeavor, ensuring that Teddy Bear's memory is not only preserved, but shared. This is more than just a tribute. It's a way to bring comfort to others, just as Teddy brought comfort to him. A piece of Teddy will live on in every step of this journey, easing the burden of loss and spreading the love that he so selflessly gave. Teddy may be gone, but his legacy is just beginning. And that's the story, folks. Now, please enjoy the stream. So let's go ahead and play, and we'll start a new game here to show you kind of the tutorial on how everything works. And then, like I said, we'll be jumping into my save game that I have. So this is your little house that you have. Here's your little cat that you can pet them and hear nice purring sounds and whatnot. So there's that. Oh, there's a dragon flying overhead, so again, they're all peaceful as far as we're concerned. We will be selling to adventurers and whatnot, so that's kind of the... We're not an adventurer ourselves, but we sell to them. Okay, let's speak to this guy. Maraloon, welcome. You've made it to Ursa, a peaceful land where magic flows gently and spirits walk beside us. Adventurers come and go, picking up supplies before heading off to faraway places. But here, there's no rush, no pressure, just quiet joy of making something you own. Yeah, very true. This is your shop. Shape it however you like. Stock what calls to you. Decorate every corner and set your own pace. Some shopkeepers stick to their shelves. Others wander the wilds for rare finds. Both paths are part of the magic. Ursa is more than a place. It's a memory, a tribute. A gentle reminder of the ones we've loved and the stories we carry. The spirits here remember too, and they welcome you with open arms. We're glad you're here. Take your time. Make it yours. And poof, he's gone. Okay. So basically, telling us to enter our shop. So here it is. This is our what we begin with. Pretty simple. Just one little room here. So basically, they want us to, of course, go ahead and set that up there. That's a pretty good spot. Okay, there we go. And they want us again. Of course, this is how you can move things again if you need to. If you don't like it, or if you need to rearrange things for more shelves, which will be coming our way soon enough. And there we go. Let's go ahead and slap that in next to it there. And what else do we have? Oh yeah, a little fruit stand. There we go. So nice and spaced out, nothing's overlapping, which is actually quite easy to do sometimes. Nothing really prevents you from overlapping things. Not sure how that would work out as far as selling things or customers tripping out or not. But either way, there you go. Not quite sure what this thing is for, but it's fun. I always try to land it on 20. I don't know what the point of that truly is, if that has anything to do with anything, if it's just something for fun, kicks and giggles, that type of thing. You can occasionally try to pull the sword out of the stone. Can't interact with anything else. This here starts your day. This here you can get a handful of coins each day. I think I want to say 9 or 10 coins is what comes out of that. This is your storage. Everything that you find out in the wild automatically goes here. Anything you produce automatically goes here. This is kind of your one-all storage solution. It's actually quite nice to have that. That way you don't have to worry about constantly running back and forth after your inventory fills up. You don't actually... This is your inventory. There is no other inventory, so besides what's on the shelves. So that's... I found that kind of nice. That way, like I said, you're not constantly backtracking to dump stuff off at the shop. Here's your Book of Summoning. This is where you get all your products, your shelves. This is what you use to create other items from the materials that you can gather. So we'll be finding a bunch of berries out in the fields. You can put that in here. Even the apples you can throw in this thing. Any fruits, from what it says, and basically make a jam out of it. The Bumble Buzz home is basically where you become a beekeeper for all intents and purposes, and gather honey from the bees every morning. You can gather that. This here, there's various cows that are around the landscape. After you collect their milk, you can put some in here and it'll basically create the cheese for you. The Ashjaw Crucible sounds pretty crazy and fancy, but really it's just kind of a smelter. You basically toss a bunch of ore in there and you get ingots out of that. And we'll be probably seen more of these when I go to my save game. I have a handful of most of these things here to process the goods. But yeah, let's see what it says. Let's see. Purchase item crates from the Book of Summoning. And consider buying one crate from each category. So yeah, so basically what we have right now is room for one kind of weapon or armor. We have room for 2 different types of shelf items, and room for 2 types of produce items there. So we'll go ahead and get what we need for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and purchase a couple of those. Let's get some carrots and potatoes, or kakaroto and earth spud, as they call it in the game here. And let's go ahead and let's see, get the ironclad blade just to get things started. And yeah, all your stuff that you buy will show up here that you get out of the Book of Summoning, and it'll just pile up sky high. It actually doesn't fall out, thank goodness. I was a little worried about that when I first was doing stuff, because I ordered quite a bit of things. So let me just go ahead and stock this on the shelves. All you got to do is left click and it fills right up. Here's your trash. So I can just toss all the empty crates into there. And fill up the rest of the stuff here. And you'll be leveling up various skills. That one there was a restocking skill. I'll show the journal in just a moment. But yeah, you can basically usually 48 of the produce, depending if it's a larger size, then it's typically less, only like 24 or something like that, just depending. But you can fit quite a bit. Yeah, fit a handful of swords over there, and let me get the last crate filled up, and then we'll be setting the prices for all this fun stuff. Okay, so basically this here, what I like to do is match market price and then just dip it down just under, so kind of, I don't know if it's really tricking the system necessarily, but or gaming the system, but that way you're at least underneath, so it should help as far as selling stuff goes. No matter what, you're making a profit. I'll show you what the so yeah, so even with penny under, you're still making a good amount of profit per item. So match that. And yeah, we'll probably be spending at least a few hours on this game here today, if not more, depending on how things all work out. Okay, and let's see, so that's all set. Let me just show you some stuff out here real quick before we get any too much further. As you can see, those are a bunch of berries around. I'll be collecting those in just a moment. Here you can actually gather eggs. So you can go around to each of the chickens, click on them, and then somehow you just, I guess you're popping an egg out of them as we go. Guess you're just catching them, petting them and catching them, I guess. It's part of the tending skill that you can upgrade as you go along. Here's the some of the berries you can harvest. And again, these berries you can turn into their own unique jams. So yep, there's our harvesting skill, just went up a little bit, and when skills go up you tend to get faster at them. Oh, there's a little grave here, so we'll be seeing more stuff there soon enough. But yeah, this is all the lands starting. It's actually a pretty good viewpoint to see everything, or most everything in the game here. So there's all the areas, you know, those little groups of rocks way out there in the distance. You can gather the ores from those. Let me get back up here and take another look around, show you where else you can go. But yeah, so there's a little island. There's a bunch of resources over there. There's some cows down there. Again, that's where you can get some milk. Some sheep, you can get wool off of them. And there's various animals that you can get scales from and stuff like that as well. And there is, as I'll show you right now, no fall damage in the game. So you can just leap off and you're good. I recommend that this is the walking speed. If you hit the shift, you go into basically the running speed, which is much better. I pretty much keep it on that the entire time. Really no point turning that off. Here's two different types of rocks that you can mine from. This one here is the ones you really want to focus on. You get stone out of them at first, and then about halfway through, that's where you start collecting some ore. And again, the more you do this, the faster you go, the more more ore and stuff like that you get out of them. This one here only has stone. I haven't figured out much of a use for stone other than just straight selling it for very cheaply, and it's just kind of... So I tend to skip the smaller ones that are just stone. Here's the trees. There's a bunch more apple trees up there. There's a little orchard. But yeah, you basically shake the tree, and of course there's berries in the way. Then you can just go around gathering the apples. Sun apples as they are. Okay, but anyways, that's a quick view from outside. Otherwise, you're going to spend a good amount of time in the shop when you're not gathering supplies out there. Let's go ahead and get the register open. This is the part I try to get through probably some of the quickest is the register deal. Just because I find it a little more tedious, because I was a cashier for several years at a grocery store, and I don't find it too fun to keep doing that part. I never actually liked running the check stand when I did work at a store. I preferred stocking the shelves myself. But basically it says take some time to explore the store's interactions. When you're ready to begin, click the candle passing the day near your register to start your day. So that's kind of a complicated, but yeah, candle passing day. So as soon as you're ready to open up your shop, get it going, you click on this, and then your day will time will start passing finally. We're currently on day 1 of spring. From what I've seen, there's 11 days per season. They do have 4 seasons, obviously. So we'll go ahead and just get that started, just to get things going. So now we just wait for our customers. You can actually climb out here and go, where are you? Okay, no. But yeah, they'll be coming up the path, one of these paths sooner or later. And at that point, we start making some cash. Yeah, I'll probably spend the next few hours or so again, at least on this game. I'm not sure how long we'll spend at the beginning here. Probably not too long. Let me just do something too. We can actually buy paint, so if you want to paint up your shop, you know, you can just grab some of this paint here and go crazy. So as you can see, you can make it some pretty flamboyant colors. And oop, already out of the paint. Let's get one more to finish the job. And then so yeah, so there's plenty of paint colors, and again, you can just click on that, and that'll store your paint in there along with all the other goods that we've gotten so far. So okay, looks like we got our first customer. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, you click on the items, you click their bag. That's how much they're giving you. It's always a weird amount. I think this is kind of one of the things they do need to work on is the odd amounts of cash that they give you, because you can see the total was 1740 and they gave us 2232. Yeah, so kind of weird. I would imagine something more like 2250 or something to that effect to you know, simulate real types of change that you would get. Go ahead and count out the change, and then once you're done with that, oh, cool. Mages Guild just increase our profits for 25% today. For today only. And then you click the bag there to finish giving the change. And okay, I've got a bunch of stuff here. Click on that. Bingo, done. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. And here's a little goat lamb thing that apparently needs 2 swords and a bunch of carrots for some reason. Not really too sure. Oh, and sometimes they give you exact change, so that's kind of nice. And again, when they give you the exact change, you actually don't have to do anything. You just click on that bag again, and you're good to go. Pardon me. Okay, let me go ahead and... Oh, this guy got a bunch of stuff. Nice. Okay, and again, odd amounts of change here. Would recommend them changing how they figure out how much they're paying instead of just a random amount above. Again, find that a little odd to give change like that. Okay. Yeah, but most of your customers will be, I guess you can say human or elf or whatever these creatures are of some sort. Basically your average fantasy characters and whatnot. Every now and then you get some animals like that lamb goat thing, whatever that was, and I want to say there's been some geese or duck. I'm not quite sure which. Not an expert with the animals. But yeah, again, a very cozy game if you like shop simulators. This is, I definitely highly recommend this so far. Like I said, it's already sucked me in for well over 20 hours. Just playing around, testing the game. That way I'm familiar with it, so I can give the best representation of how it plays and how it works. Normally when I'm doing my backlog streams, I try not to play the games ahead of time other than just to kind of make sure that they run no problem. And that there's no hiccups with sound or anything to that effect. But this one here actually invested quite a bit of time, so again, highly recommended so far. Especially with how active the developer is on it. Again, seeing almost daily, I mean seriously, almost daily updates for it. It's actually probably one of the more active games that I've seen as far as updates go. Half the time when they're even just in early access, it can be like several weeks, if not months, in between the updates on the game, unfortunately. But this one here is, like I said, there's hardly a day that goes by where there's not an update. I'd say more likely on the weekends, but even then, you know, solo developer that's doing this, obviously he's setting his own hours and updating as much as he can. So he's really trying to put together a good game, and the different updates that I've already seen have been nice improvements. She likes her potatoes here. Okay. Yeah, it's really nice once you get some employees and some of this more tedious work can be pawned off onto them. So basically check stand duties is really what I hired first. That way you can get out there and keep collecting while the shop's open. Don't have to worry about menial labor here, I guess you can call it. And day is almost over. And just a disclaimer, I did get this game from Keymailer for free to play online, so that's really the only benefit I got off of this. So it's not like I'm actually getting paid for any of this. It's more of technically just a review copy. I really do try to still give my honest opinions as far as all this stuff goes. Try to praise what there is to praise and suggest at least some kind of solutions, or even just pointing out areas that need to possibly be worked on to any developers that might be watching. As I have in previous Keymailer streams, I always try to be professional as I can about it. Not gonna lie and say I enjoyed a game when I didn't, but I really am enjoying this game. From, I guess, my style of autism, it's pretty nice, nice and cozy. I can, something I can just continually trying to improve my routes around the landscape and to gather the materials. They always appear in the same spot, so I always try to improve my routes and whatnot. That way I can collect as quick as possible. Main times I actually do gather is whenever the season changes, because there's new berries that appear every time the season changes. So there's like 6 berries that each season has. They replace each other as the seasons go along. So if you want to keep certain berries in stock year round, you need to collect quite a few of them in order to do that. And obviously to increase your skills, which I'll show you right now. Here's all your, well, at least some of the skills that we have so far: restocking, harvesting, bagging, tending, and mining. Some of these will just automatically go up themselves as you hire, if you hire a cashier. The bagging part, that's basically the check stand work, will slowly go up as you harvest berries and apples and the like. This will go up. The speed will increase. The amount that you gather will increase to 2 and eventually to 3, as far as I've seen so far. Restocking speeds will go up as you stock the shelves. That'll eventually can go to a stalker that you can hire as well, and that'll go up with them. Tending, as far as the animals and all the other creatures of the land, getting milk and wool and stuff like that, that'll increase your tending. That'll again will increase both of those, how much you can get, how fast you get it. Same thing with the mining, etc., etc. So, and there's more skills yet to come up. We'll get to that as the time goes on here. But yeah, so here's night. Sometimes just always whenever you leave the shop at night, especially, take a look around, because various things can happen. This one here, there's this little unicorn type, ghostly looking unicorn, and when you approach it, they disappear, and then you can mine and get some crystalline shards. This here is the lunacite shard, and that's shard, not shard, just FYI. I'll clarify that. Almost looks like there's a campfire way up there. It's kind of could just be a stone, but you know what? Let's run up there and find out. I think there's a way. Yeah, there's a way up here this way. Sometimes there's a dragon actually that appears up there, so I can show you how to get up there for that. Not sure if we'll come across him in our playthrough or not. But yeah, there's the apple orchard. This is a little path up the mountain here. Recommend only watching your steps so you don't have to repeat climbing up the mountain. Again, no fall damage, so no worries about that. Almost looked like there's something glowing up here a minute ago. Let's see if there actually is anything or not. They also have several stones that will help teleport you back, which is cool, but we still have, I don't know if it's just because it's early access, there's a teleport home in the options list there if you hit the escape button. Yeah, looks like there's something way out there. So yeah. But yeah, there'll be a dragon that, I think it's a big red dragon if I'm not mistaken, that appears there. Oh, there's something up here. I'm not quite sure what's... Oh, wow. Is that a ghostly bear? Well, that's interesting. I didn't see that the first time I played. So we got a bear checking us out from up here. So that's kind of cool. Actually, there's a few glowing things around the various... I don't think I saw that the first time I played it. So yeah, still after 20 hours, I'm still finding new stuff. I don't think you can even get up to the top of those. So that's interesting. I think those are kind of out of reach up there as far as getting to that one way out in the distance there, and the one, that reddish thing up over there. The rest of the stuff you can get to as far as I know. But yeah, it's interesting. The bears, little ghostly bear checking us out. So, alright, let's go ahead and prove once again. Sorry for anyone who doesn't like jumping from great heights, but I have fun. But yeah, that's kind of a weird... Don't think I've seen that before way over there. I'm kind of curious what that even is. I think I'm going to take a little field trip and find out, because why not? Yeah, there's something straight ahead over there, too. Yeah, we'll see if... I think I might be able to get to that one. Oh, yeah, and as far as the water goes, you can pretty much go right on top of it. And let me show you how things look in third person real quick here, too. This is basically us. So I guess we're a wisp of some sort. Either that or they doesn't have a character model yet. I want to say he created this to just in case people got sick in that first person view. I personally don't care either way. Oh yeah, there's some of the you can get scales, some cerulean scales off of those guys and sell it. There's a big old turtle over there. We'll be seeing a lot more of him. He gives you profit bonuses, so if you don't see any other creatures around, he's a good one to go to. He's pretty much always there as far as I can tell. There's this little tiny camps of little tiny creatures which I have not figured out how to interact with, if there is a way. Oh, this is probably what we're seeing from way over there. Okay. But yeah, see, you got these little tiny creature guys. There's no way to interact. They even got a little tiny horse, little tiny cows and stuff. What I found interesting was those guys up there. They almost look like little aliens with lightsaber looking objects. Found that kind of interesting. Looks like, yeah, they got the green, the blue, and the typical red there. So found that a little interesting. Almost looking like they're wearing the little X-wing type suits there from the Star Wars movies. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go check that and see if we can even see that from below or not, and then we'll teleport back home and continue on with our journey. And I figure I may as well explore since we can. I'm not sure what that is up there. Like I said, I don't think I've ever found a way to get up that way. There's a gate that you can't get through, so it kind of blocks your way that direction. Some more of those different berries. Again, here's a blood berry. They got various berries here. You can see how you can get whisper wool from these guys. Let me head down this way and I'll show you another creature you can harvest from. Or creatures. Oh, wrong direction. They're over here. Yeah, there's kind of a alligator crocodile looking creatures here. They call them a mocodile. So get a mocha scale. So yeah, so there's I want to say 5 or I believe 6 of those over here. Here's some more different kinds of berries, ember berries that you can find. Oh yeah, there's another unicorn looking thing up there. What if we can't get up there somehow? I don't think I ever really tried. Oh wow. Okay. I guess that's as far as we go that way. Oh, this is making me feel weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any other way to get up there to it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that there's something up there, though. Oh, yeah, and there's also these little fairy-type creatures, which I guess they're more just for weird companionship type of thing for right now. This is a red fairy, so if you click on it, it'll start following you. I've seen a few different color ones of those, and when you click on multiple, they tend to merge into one fairy that follows you around. So yeah, I'm not sure about that guy up there. Didn't look like we can get to him from down here. Looks like that was just too steep of a cliff. And this way, there's no way to get there from back here, for as I can tell. I think it stops us from going after a certain distance, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, as far as we can go that way. So, not sure why that weird little unicorn's up there from that way, but there it is. Let's go ahead and teleport back to our home. Just do it the easy way. You know, I'm not sure if we can actually paint our home. I actually never tried that. Let me grab that paint real quick. So yeah, you just click on the little plus sign whenever you need anything out of storage, and it appears in the same spot as where you order from. Now let's find out. Oh. Yep, doesn't look like it. Okay, so you cannot paint your home. That's what I'm figuring out right now. Even though the paint disappears. Okay, that's nice. Just toss that out there real quick. Give a little cat some pets. And let's go to bed. And this is and unfortunately, one part that's a little rough is this is the only time you get to save the game, is coming back to your bed and going to sleep. So if you haven't opened your shop for the day, you've done a bunch of stuff, there's no way to really save it, other than I think skipping through your day, which is kind of not cool. It'd be nice if there could be a optional way to save your game, more of a on the fly way, because sometimes, you know, gathering stuff, you tend to want to do that in the morning, and because you have the most light, of course. You actually see things as you're running around, and then you can open the shop and then have your shop day. But if you gather a ton of stuff, which can take quite some time to do, it would be kind of nice to save before opening your shop up. So I don't know if they possibly added another way to save. I would hope that that's in the workings. Like I said, this is just still early access, being updated all the time still, so I'm hoping that's what's going to be going on. Is adding more ways to save the game, or more times that they do save it automatically for you, like when you open your shop, like clicking on that candle of day passing. That'd be really handy. Otherwise, you can lose a lot of progress if something goes wrong. Like power goes out, even something like that. That happened to me just a few days ago. Power went out during a crazy storm that we had, and fortunately I wasn't playing this game. I had actually just ended it not too long prior, so I was like really glad I saved it, because I mean, spending a solid half hour probably collecting materials, going through the workday, stocking the shelves up myself, all that fun stuff could have just been, and that was before I had any employees to auto stock, so it was a little more tedious in the beginning as far as all that kind of stuff goes. So it would have been nice to maybe save once you click on the candle of passing day. I mean, that might be a good way, another time to save. That way, at least, you know, it's not saving too much, but more than it was. Because otherwise, yeah, you can potential to lose a lot of work simply for a power glitch, or Windows doing its fun updating that it likes to force doing sometimes, which can get quite frustrating. Okay, let's go ahead, restock the shelves with all this stuff here. So let's go ahead and just reorder what we got the first time. So one of each potion, carrots, potatoes, and the iron blade. Yeah, we'll just keep selling this stuff for right now. Oh, and as you can see, that pail that I had thrown out earlier is gone. At the start of a new day, all that stuff goes away magically. Not quite sure where they go, but all your empty little cases disappear. So let's stock this back up. Level of stocking. That's cool. For what it's worth, at least speeds it up for this little part of the run. Then once we get to a certain point, we'll go ahead and reload the game that I've been working on, and go from there. So cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get another day going. And again, we'll be running ads, and playing another just over 10 minutes here. Try to run them about every hour or so. Unfortunately, since we kind of have to, otherwise Twitch does force the ads, whether we want them to go or not, and that way we can keep the pre-rolls off for anyone that's stopping in without a sub, etc. so they don't have to get slammed with an ad as soon as they click in. Oh, cool. Easy one to start with. And yeah, when I first was playing the game, yeah, these characters are kind of, I guess you can almost call it moonwalking to some degree. Oh wow, they're all just right up on each other there. They'd kind of move away from each other, but their legs wouldn't really move too much, and they just kind of slide in place a little. So it's kind of funny looking. But again, they've been updating very frequently, which is always good to see for an early access. And again, not quite sure what these change amounts are. Seems like it's just overly complicated as far as that goes. So that's something, again, I would recommend working on to make a little more realistic as far as stuff goes. So yeah, like it was $8.90 and they paid $26.97. Now, do they really need to pay those extra 2 pennies there? Plus, I mean, couldn't they just give in $20.97? You know, things like that, or $10.90, $10.95. That would seem a little more realistic as far as change goes. So I would recommend to work on that a little bit to make it a little more realistic. I know it's a fantasy shop and all, but you know, the money part seems kind of like they're just almost trying to create a little extra work. With the odd amounts change versus how much or the cost versus how much they're paying. Yeah, so again, a nice even 20 and they're paying $27.54. I mean, what? So yeah, things like that. So oh, there's our little goat friend again. You know, I'll just call it a goat because it has little horns on it. I'm not quite sure what kind of creature that's really supposed to be. If not some just random fantasy creature. But yeah, we'll probably play a handful of days here until it gets to a certain point. Not sure what the trigger necessarily is, so we'll just keep doing our thing until it happens. Okay. Oh, cool. Like the perfect change. Definitely makes things easier. Okay. Cool. And 1309. And yeah, one of the things I have been frequently doing is requesting a bunch of shop type simulator games off of Keymailer, so there will be more to come from that collection that I'm starting to get now. So not only do I have my regular backlog as far as Steam goes and Epic Games and GOG and all those fun places, but now I'm starting to have a Keymailer backup or backlog. So I'll be focusing on that since there is a limited time and trying to build up my reputation there a little bit as far as all this kind of stuff goes. So I do appreciate everyone who's tuning in, whether it counts here or not. I do appreciate you there. Twitch has been quite finicky about counting lurkers and whatnot, so hasn't always been completely accurate or at all accurate for that matter. Had a stream the other day where it just constantly said one viewer, even though there's, I would say, probably about at least 5 or 6 people want, you know, there most of the time. So hopefully we do not have that problem again. But it is Twitch, so we'll find out. Ooh. And shop level 3. And yeah, we'll probably mainly just be doing the stuff we can, the items that we can summon from the book as far as selling goes for this little part of the stream. Then I'll show you where I'm at with my save game. Again, probably more mid-game with that one. Done a handful of expansions of the shop. Leveled it up quite a bit. We have a couple employees. That kind of helps with some of this more tedious type of work. This isn't too bad, but you know, worse things to do, but kind of not change for the entire day here. It can get a little old after a while, especially when there's so many customers that it will eventually start filing through. So unless you really like doing the check stand duties here, I do recommend getting that cashier as soon as your shop has leveled up enough. Which I don't think it's too far. Let me see what... Oh yeah, there's a stubbornness tribute that you have to pay. When you have employees, their salaries will appear here. If you actually do take any loans like this one here, payment to do so would pop up there. This is where you can hire employees. You just need to make sure you're making enough a day to cover that cost. Buddy here's he's a owl that you can hire. Rocco's a rock. Ward is a squid, so a Squidward. And Hopper, from what I understand, is a rabbit. I think I've seen that in one of the previews there. Otherwise, stocking the shelves, you probably are going to want to eventually get one of these wisps. So that'll keep anything. It'll stock anything that you have in your little inventory bag. That'll just keep the shelf stocked constantly throughout the day, which helps quite a bit. This is where you can do expansions, but we'll get back to that as soon as we check these people out. This looks like shop's winding up for the day. Okay. We'll probably be taking ads in just a few minutes here. Pretty good timing with how the day is going here to do so. Okay. 2506. All right, last one for the day. Alright, so that takes care of that. Let me get back to the different ways you can upgrade. Here are the contracts as you level up your store. There's quite a few. More will appear as you unlock them. I know that goes up to at least license 3 for the horticulturalist. Same thing, I think, with shelving, as well as produce and weapons and the alchemist agreement. I want to say there's at least 3 levels of all of those that will appear more and more as you level up here, and buy the lower ones, they'll appear. And here's the expansion, so you can actually expand your shop. Looks like a total of 20 times. So I think I've only done it 5 or 6. somewhere in that range. But yeah, this is where you can basically make your shop bigger, room by room. And by room, I mean basically from this point, see where the boards are, over. So roughly that there's one little section. So this would pop out back one. This will pop out another row. So a little bit at a time, just a few more shelving pieces at a time, that type of thing. So it's quite a bit of work to do. Quite a bit of gaming, that is. Does this really work? Okay, so let me see if anything happens when we come out this time. Oh, yep. Here's the meteor hitting. So again, keep your eyes peeled from whenever you come out of the shop at night, because that's when a lot of these things tend to trigger. And I want to say this comes by like once every season. Same thing with that unicorn. I only saw it the one time. So they don't tend to repeat themselves once they show up until the following season. So I recommend just go ahead and gathering what you can each time. And you'll get more and more of this as you level up your mining, and you basically you can get more out of it each time. I think right now we're only gathering, yeah, one amount per time, so that can go up to 3. So we can almost get 3 times those shards that we got from there once you level up and everything. So that's kind of nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and go to bed again. Which again, save. This is the save game, so there's the saving down there. Make sure you pet your cat. Everyone, go pet your cats. Okay. Let's see, anything going around today? Oh, we got a tree guy over there. So yeah, so normally what you want to do is go around exploring during this morning time period. Again, the shop won't open until you hit that candle. Oh yeah, look, the bear's up there now. That's interesting. I don't think I noticed that my other playthrough. So you can look up his little skirt there. Check out his badonkadonk and all that. Okay. Verdhorn is his name. Ah, shopkeeper, some rivers speak, most forget. But I once sat beside the stream that remembered my name. I hummed an old root song, and it rippled in tune. For days we traded stories, me and groans, it and gurgles. I left a bark carving on its bank. When I returned many years later, it had shaped stones to match the tune. That is all, even water remembers kindness. So, little words of wisdom, I guess, and we got a little 15% profit for today. Let's see if anything's appeared up here yet. Nope. Okay. Yeah, that one little pink unicorn thingy, or whatever it is, looks like it's still over there in the distance. And lots of little things, lots of little details. It's actually can be a little easy to miss since it's the first time I'm seeing some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and start our day again. Fill these shelves again. Cool. And we'll hopefully get to that 1 point fairly soon here. And actually, I think I'm going to be doing an ad break in just a moment here. I realize past the time period I was supposed to do it. Shouldn't be too big a deal. We're not gonna have a whole lot of traffic in here yet. Need to get more regular streaming. It's just been a pretty crazy week. Basically bringing in a couple of stray cats, so we've kind of had our hands full with all that. So, amongst other things. Cool. And you can't. Don't forget to do that. Collect anytime you see a gold, you can collect some coins. And let's see. Pay our tribute. Okay, and let me see. Let me go ahead and expand the shop. That way you can kind of see how things work. See, there's a little. Oh, and whenever you expand a shop, anything that was kind of hanging on the walls will still be hanging there. So, may as well spread things out a little bit here. That way, people aren't all clustering to one spot. So, again, pretty easy to move things around. Rotate them with a little mouse scroll wheel if you're using a keyboard and mouse, etc. Probably want to eventually buy more. I prefer these little candelabras. Putting like one per 5x5 or so seems to light up the place pretty good. Oh, and there's Nova. Come to block the camera again, so that's why the camera, my little webcam went dark there. So, still need to get myself a cat cam so I can show you her when she's hanging out with me. She's my frequent stream bomber. She likes to bump up the camera around quite a bit. How you doing? So yeah, I'll have to get a cat cam for her soon. How often she shows up. Didn't realize she'd be my little streaming buddy. Let me show you which cat that was. Do the Gigantify thing with her cute little face. There's Nova there. That's her. That's the one that just appeared. And yeah, she wow, she's really rocking and rolling today. Okay, here. Wow. Technical difficulties. Please hold. Wow, you really want the pets today, don't you? Goodness. Yeah, she hops up here and demands pets, and she'll thrash around until she gets them. So, apologies for the wild camera work down there. Wow. Okay. There we go. She really knocked that over quite a bit there. All right. Let me make sure that's stable, unlike myself. There we go. Okay, so back into the game. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I did a quick little expansion. Just added that little room there. Hopefully that'll trigger our one of the next parts. I'm not sure if it's a certain day that it happens or when exactly. Doesn't look like they're up there yet. Let me just double check real quick here, because something will soon appear on top up near this little grave site. At least it did for me. Yep, still not there. Okay. Get back to the shop real quick. Yeah, this part will be fairly repetitive until we start actually, let's just buy new stuff for right now. Don't have enough in stock that don't gotta worry about it. There we go. Let me just put all that in there. Cool. Alright. That way we can stock up during the day, hopefully make a little bit more cash. money. Yep, still can't get that one. Okay, let's go ahead and start the day off. And yep, no bills, no nothing right now, so cool. It's always nice. But yeah, things have been a little crazy around here lately. Again, like I said, added a couple new cats to our collection. We did have just the 3 of them at first. We had Jasper, Nova, which you just saw a little bit ago. Oh, she's just staring at a wall there. Okay. And then one of our more recent ones was Sans Poof that we adopted. We've gotten all our cats basically from our local neighborhood. There were strays that we were feeding, and basically they got so cozy with us they decided to move on in. With some with very little encouragement, some with a little bit more encouragement, but you can tell that they were all house cats at some point. Unfortunately, we do have a field. Unfortunately and fortunately, we do have a field nearby our house that we believe people have been dropping cats off in because people somehow mistakenly think that there's just tons of field mice, and there's plenty for them to eat in the fields. No, this is a semi-desert, semi-arid climate that I live in here in Southern California. There might be some mice in the... Whoa, this guy got a lot of stuff. Mice in those fields, but overall, there's not that much stuff. There's actually probably more predators than food for these poor little guys out there. So basically, a lot of them wind up in the neighborhoods immediately surrounding this field here, and so we've actually been putting food out for them for the last couple years. That's where some of our extra funds go to, is trying to help out the local cat life to hopefully keep them from eating too many birds and lizards and whatnot. Not to mention toads and frogs and all the other little creatures of the field. That's really what they have the most to eat around here, if they can actually catch any of that stuff. And most house cats don't fully have the skills to do that on a regular basis, so they eventually slowly starve. So if you're thinking about dropping a cat off into a field, please God, do not do it. That's all I have to say. Just don't do it. You're basically just slowly killing your cat that way. Always try to find a family member or friend, someone who might be willing to take your cat, or any animal for that matter. And last resort, shelter, unless you know they're a no-kill shelter. Because any cats that don't get adopted or they don't feel meet their requirements tend to be euthanized, and sadly fairly short order. I know the shelter where I live, the county shelters, they've only just recently have decided to become more no-kill. They tried doing some of that, but they're really, I guess, going to be focusing on that part now. But again, you get overcrowding, and you know, sometimes they believe they got to do what they got to do in order to keep going with everything. Sad to say. Let's go ahead get some more product on the shelf here real quick. There we go. Y'all can wait in line. Yeah, this is why it becomes handy to have employees to stock the shelves as you check out, or have someone be the cashier while you do the stocking of everything. Oops. So all of them can just just wait in line for right now. And really depending on what you like doing more. If you like stocking the shelves more, then get a cashier to help you out. If you like running the check stand, then get a stocker to help keep the shelves full. Just make sure that you have plenty of stuff in your bag of binless storage to keep the shelves stocked. Otherwise it's pointless having them around, and then they just cost you more than help you out. Yep. Well, stock the shelves, that way I can still have decent sized purchases and still got plenty of day left to go, technically. There we go. And the little bag will appear once you have the proper change amount. In case you didn't see that happening. Oh, and see, that proper change now. There we go. Couldn't show you on that one. Okay. See how this one goes. Yep. So I'll try to keep that in view there, so you can see how the bag appears. And boom. Just click that bag and give them their change. And I'm not sure if the skills go up quicker when you're doing these things yourself, or if you have an employee doing these things. So, but either way, it does. The skills do improve even with an employee doing the work. Just FYI. And again, I tend to give change with the quarters and not the 50-cent piece, because I'm really not used to the 50-cent piece. As weird as that sounds, it may sound, I'm not really sure, but we don't use them too much in these parts, or at least I sure didn't when I was at Checker. Mainly only use quarters and down. 50-cent pieces aren't too common. I mean, we took them when people had them, but they weren't really too common for people to pay with. One of our lesser used coins. Things might be different nowadays, but I kind of doubt it. I haven't really seen a whole lot of that anytime I've paid cash for anything in the last handful of years. So, just saying. Same thing with the 50s as far as that goes. If anything, you get hundreds. But this is a fantasy shop, so I can believe it a little more in a game like this. It's kind of been my critique as far as a lot of shop simulators go, using 50s as far as 50-cent pieces and $50 bills go. Hundreds are actually way more used, and even dollar coins tend to be way more used than 50-cent pieces, surprisingly. Just one of those things, but maybe times will be changing, especially now that I guess we're going to be getting rid of the penny or something here in the U.S. If things go the way certain people want them to go. I mean, I kind of get why they want to eliminate that. That seems like one of the most sane things that I've heard to do. So I'm not totally against getting rid of the penny. I figure it's been something that's been in the works for years upon end now. Just no one really wants to deal with it. Towards the end of this day here, looks like. And I want to say it's hopefully it's the beginning of one of these days here pretty soon that that little storyline trigger will happen. Then we can jump to my save game, which is much further along. Much more to see and do in that one. if I can show you these the early games. So kind of a grind fest, was just typical for games like this. But again, if you're playing a game like this, you probably don't really mind the grind. To be expected. But anyways, get back on the cat stories there. Yeah, so basically, yeah, don't abandon your animals, or else people like me tend to have to take them in. Not really have to, but you know, we don't want to see them eventually disappear. That's pretty much what we got to do. And this last week we took a couple more cats in. There's during the crazy storm that we had that I was mentioning earlier. It was super rainy. The rain was just, I mean, it was like one of those sudden downpours. There was hail. There was just pouring down. So this one cat that's been kind of really friendly with us, and actually he's kind of come in and out a handful of times. He decided to come in during the rainstorm, but he's been kind of taking care of, well, there were 2 kittens that we were feeding in the yard. Unfortunately, one of them had disappeared about a week prior. He's only been gone about a week, yeah, just over a week now. Haven't seen any sign of him, sadly. So we're assuming something probably got him, or who knows what, and whether it be an animal. Got several people with dogs in their yards around us. That's always a danger. There's coyotes that run in the field near us, so that's a big time danger. And then not to mention people. People do all kinds of horrible things, and sometimes even just on accident. Cars are a big way that cats get taken out, but also people tend to put poison out, unfortunately, because we do get quite a few raccoons and possums in the area, and sadly they like to poison those little guys too. Possums are actually very good for a neighborhood, so if you do have possums around your house, or opossums, I guess is the proper term, be nice to them, because they tend to get rid of any kind of vermin, such as rats and mice and stuff like that. So if you have possums, which are not a rodent, by the way, you tend not to have rats or mice in your area, or very few. That's one of the things that they do feed on. So just a note. Please don't poison them, because cats are too often, and not to mention other animals, birds and whatnot, tend to feed off the food that people mix the poisons in with, and then inadvertently kill the wrong thing. And odds are the thing that you want to kill avoids it completely, or it doesn't affect them because of how things work. Open that up. So yeah, so we got 2 more cats. Again, the one that we did get, his name's Hitch, by the way. He was taking care of the 2 kittens. The one went missing, but the other one actually decided to come in because she saw him inside during the rainstorm, and basically my wife opened our little slider, shook the food. Hitch came up and started eating the food in front of her, and so she decided to follow in behind him. And we still have yet to actually pet her or really touch her for much at all. She kind of keeps at least a few foot distance from us. She's still pretty skittish of us. But at least she's inside now and safe. We're hoping that she comes around sooner or later. we're guessing she's always been feral as far as everything goes. I believe her and her now missing brother probably never actually had a home. They're probably born from strays, is what we're guessing. With how young they were outside, sadly. So, but he was actually been taking care of him out there, which is cute, adorable, and sad all at the same time. Since it's probably not even their, well, it could be their dad for all we know, but probably not. Probably no real relation, since it's usually the mother that takes care of the kittens. But he actually kind of stepped up and was kind of keeping those two safe from other cats and whatnot in the area. We'd find them out there in our yard, all cuddled up together sometimes, especially in the mornings and stuff like that after a cool morning. So we really didn't want to separate them, but since she followed them inside, now we got them both, and now we really don't want to separate them. So one unfortunate part is she's obviously not litter box trained, so that's been a problem, and why I've kind of had my hands full. Hey, how's it going? There's the wifey, Road Eye. What's going on? Lunchtime work in my view, in your new view. What beta? Oh, in your beta mod view. Ooh, I got you now. Sorry, I know read good sometime, but yeah, just relating the story on how we got our little new additions. So. Yeah, but now we're doing a little confinement training to help her learn to use the litter box. So hopefully that goes well. Just put her in there last night. She's just kind of chilling out in there so far. I think she cleared herself out pretty good before we put her in there, so unfortunately. So with all her presents that she left behind. But hopefully she'll get to learn how to use that litter box pretty quick and get free roaming again in the house. That way she can spend more time with Hitch again. They like to cuddle when they sleep, so. But yep, so kind of had our hands full. Haven't really had a chance to stream, partly because of that. So one of them things. Doing good things out here, folks. So anyone who would like to sub or anything to that effect, obviously some of your proceeds will go to helping us take care of all these little cats. And inside and out around here, we're still a handful of cats outdoors that we're still feeding. I want to say there's still at least 3 of them out there. But now that we pull these 2 in, there's probably more of them. Yeah, I forgot to say new mod view. Oops. Yeah. all good. I done figured it out. So. So yeah, so now we're up to basically 4 cats and a kitten that is learning the rope still. Hoping she finishes figuring out how to use the litter box. That's really the main problem right now. So, in case you're wondering why I got this nice little Band-Aid on here. Been flashing it all, which I'm sure it has been. That's why I got it, because the process of putting her in the bathroom to be with that litter box kind of kicked a leg and got me. But them's the price you pay. That's the price you pay. Can't get mad at her. She don't know any better right now, so. Can't fix what she doesn't know is wrong. Okay, you know what? Let's finish putting some of these veggies out for any last minute customers. So it looks like we still have a little time left in our day. Yeah, so I'll be adding at least Hitch's little face as an emote here pretty soon as well, as soon as I find a good picture to do that with and have the time to do it. But yeah, we'll probably be getting his little face in there for everyone to enjoy as well. And then once we get her more acclimated and get a real good photo off of her, then she'll be appearing as one of the emotes as well. Her name is Moonflower, is what we've come up with so far, kind of based off another cat that was come and gone. Kind of resembles them a little bit, and so just never know if, you know, whether he was a daddy or a granddaddy to her, or God knows what. His name was Moon, and unfortunately he disappeared. We're in the process of trying to get him moved inside all the way. We had to get him fixed and unfortunately, or neutered, or whatever you want to call it. But unfortunately he disappeared before we can do that. Again, there's a lot of dangers out there. We had several raccoons appearing at the time. And all of a sudden those guys kind of disappeared right about the same time, so we don't know if someone put a bunch of poison out and got all of them or what happened, unfortunately. But he is no longer with us. Sad to say. It's been about 1.5 years since he disappeared. But he was probably also another cat that used to have a home and probably was dumped in the field again near us. Yep, the one who got away. Yep. So yeah, so now we're home of 3 cats, or actually not 3 plus 1 more, and then another kitten. So totally 5 cats in total now. So we've got our hands full. All kinds of change here. So yeah, so please don't abandon your cats. Encourage other people that you know not to abandon them. And if you have it inside yourself, take other people's that are gonna want to try to get rid of theirs as well. At least get them to a shelter, even if it might be unfortunately a kill shelter, because I don't know. One of those things. It's probably safer in a shelter than even on the streets, and it's either a long, slow death or a quick one. But sad to say. As odds are, though, unless they find people like us, they'll probably slowly starve to death. Even the ones we typically find and feed tend to be fairly underweight when we found them. So I try to take any opportunity to mention not to abandon your animals for that reason. By all means, get your animals spayed and neutered as well. That'll just help cut down in general the number of cats that are out there, because you hear about breeding like rabbits. Well, cats aren't too far off from that. Yep, crazy cat lady here, exactly. Yep, I'm the crazy cat guy, so she's the childless cat lady, and I'm the childless cat guy, so. Fortunately, we don't have any real kids that we have to take care of, so we can take care of the cats. Okay, I think that takes care of this for today. Let's go ahead. Whoa, what's going on over there? I don't think I've seen that before. Is that like a... What the heck? Okay, that I've not seen. Let's go this way and see what we can find. Time to go exploring! Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. That's what I was going to say. Spay neuter your pets. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that, less of them the better out there. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's just. Yeah, maybe it's just kicks and giggles for that thing there. Whoa. Yeah, not sure what that's about. Maybe they'll add more in for the, I said more in. Maybe they'll be updating that further. Not sure if that's supposed to trigger anything down below or not. Didn't look like we can interact with it, so. I'll be moving on. Yeah, same thing with that thing over there. That's kind of been glowing. Kind of been there, so. But yeah, definitely. Always take a look around at night. There's usually a lot of weird little things that happen. Like I said, weird unicorns and whatnot. Make sure you pet your cats. Okay, day 5. Let's see if... Yep, here we go. Now we can kind of jump forward a little bit. So, see, now we got this little tiny bear here. Click on it, we'll get the little story here. So, dear shopkeeper, I hope you can help a small creature in need. I found a young bear cub in the forest. He was hurt and very weak. He's still small, but I believe he can get better with some care. I've been calling him Teddy. Your shop has many helpful items. I believe one of your health potions could help him heal faster. I'm not a healer, but I've seen these potions work before. I can't say to look after him, but I think he'll be safe with you. Maybe he'll grow to be a friend, a protector, or just a reminder that kindness matters. Okay. So, open that up, and then you can move him around at that point. I like getting close and personal. And just slapped him on the counter here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. So now we got our little buddy here. Let's get a health potion. So let's get the empty crate. Grab one of the potions. That's the only way I've been able to figure out how to do this. So, and then you click on him. And looks like we'll put the rest of the potion on the shelf. So, there we go. Nice healed little bear now. Yay! So now when you click on him, he'll wave at you, and oh, here we go. Dear friend, thank you so much for taking care of little Teddy. When we first found him hurt, I was really worried. Oh, Teddy's love, cool. But thanks to your kindness and care, he's feeling much better now. Since he's still getting stronger, he may need help moving around. You can now pick him up and carry him when he needs it. He trusts you, and being close to you makes him feel safe. Taking care of someone doesn't stop after one kind moment. It means being there again and again. That's how your bond with Teddy will grow. Thanks again for everything. You're making the world a kinder place. A passing wanderer. So now we get with Teddy's care, we get 50% more profit from sales and 50% shop experience. So now you can see little hearts. Ooh. So every time you click on him now, after waiting a handful of seconds, when he's done with his little waving, you can keep growing that. And Teddy's love keeps growing for you. Sounds like us and our cats. Exactly. Exactly. That's funny. So yeah, so there we go. I think we'll be jumping to my other save game here then, now that we got Teddy. That kind of shows you the beginning of how we got him. Obviously the name of their shop is Teddy's Haven, so how they knew to name it that, I don't know, but you know, there we go. This game is adorable. Oh, it's totally adorable. And welcome, welcome on in. Let's see, Rain Moon. Nice, that's a cool name. I like that. But yeah, this game's totally adorable. I'm not sure how long you've been hanging out here, but yeah, no, it's definitely a cute, cozy game. A lot to build on. I'm going to be jumping ahead to my actual save game, which I've already put a good 20 hours into to kind of show everything you can do with it. But yeah, this is kind of the beginning of the game, the meager beginnings. Lots of things to collect, from berries that change every season to apples to mining ore and whatnot. And then you can craft things out of that, like jams and stuff like that. So very, very cool game. I like it. It's addictive, constantly trying to improve your shop, improving things and stuff like that. It's still early access, so there's still a lot of work to be done. But overall, it's a pretty complete game as far as I've seen so far. He's constantly updating it almost every day. It's like one developer, which is, to me, is almost just kind of amazing. But yeah, but that's the game so far. That's the shop from the outside. So pretty cool looking shop. Graphics are pretty sharp. I mean, overall, I mean, it's kind of amazing that only it's a solo developer that's doing all this, in my book anyways. But okay, let me go ahead and jump to my save. Yeah, quit the main menu, and then we'll see where things are kind of more towards mid game, I would say, is by where I'm at. So let's go ahead and resume this one. And plus there's New Game Plus. You restart the game, but you keep your skills and your progress, which is kind of neat. So if you want to kind of experience collecting Teddy all over again, that's one way to do it. Okay, so here's the game I've got. Oh wow, it's kind of misty out. This is actually fall now. Again, the seasons last 11 days, just to give you a heads up. And every time the seasons change, the berries that you find out in the fields change as well. And these little things here, these little jam pots is kind of what they are. Place berries inside or apples inside. You wait a day, so every time you wake up in the morning, you've created jam, and that appears in your bag of endless storage. So it's quite convenient. You don't have to sit there and empty it out yourself. You don't have any on-person inventory. It all just goes to your shop. These things here is where you process your ores that you find. Changes those into ingots that you can sell as well. This little thing here, you can put milk inside that you find from the different cows around the area. And also, again, that creates cheese that also goes into your bag of storage. These are your little beehives that you can collect. You do actually have to click on these every morning to collect the honey from them, and that also goes to your storage. So everything that you collect out in the fields goes directly to the storage inside your shop, which to me is quite convenient. So this is where I'm at currently. This is all the different kind of stuff now. So I mean, you can. There's a lot of stuff when it comes down to it that you can expand to. Again, with this book here, All the different upgrades. I've already done several of these upgrades to get more inventory, sell more produce, get different furniture, different displays, different weapons to sell. I haven't even touched the toy maker part or the floriculturist or the painting environments. So I mean, there's still tons of stuff, and I've been playing. I think I want to say I have about 22 hours in the actual game itself, so which is quite amazing. How much there actually is for early access. And again, it's been out for about a month now. And these are all the different expansions. I've only done 4 expansions so far. As far as the size of the shop goes, there's up to 20 that you can unlock. So, which is why I'm kind of jumping ahead, because may as well. That way you can kind of see where things go. Things like that. You do have your summoner's tribute that you have to pay every day, so beware of that. Once you do get employees, you're gonna have to be paying them. This guy here, the air wisp, is this guy who stocks the shelves, so anything that's inside your bag of endless storage, he'll automatically put on the shelf in the appropriate spots that you have tagged. Buddy, he's my the cashier. So he'll take care of all the customers from basically here on out. That's this guy over here. So there's various checkers that you can get as you level up. I only have the one for right now, but there's a Rocco that you can hire, which is basically really just a rock. It's kind of funny. There's a guy named Ward, which is a squid. A little SpongeBob SquarePants reference, I would imagine. There's the air wisp little home. Watched about 6 hours of the game to play the other day, and for a single dev, he's knocking it out of the park. Oh, I definitely agree with that. 100% agree. I mean, I was kind of amazed. I've played a handful of like market type simulators, like the shop simulators from the Keymailer, that site that I've been getting a lot of these from, and this is. And some of those actually have teams working on them, and this is by far blows them away. I mean, it just blows them away. So, but yeah, so far, this is all the weapons that I've. This is my weapons racks, the armor, the bows and arrows. There's all my shards that I've collected. These are all the different potions I can sell now. I mean, it's just tons, and there's the ores and the ingots. Trying to keep things about as organized as possible. These are the scales you can get off the various animals that you find around the landscape. Here's the fall berries. Here's the spring berries and the summer berries, if I remember correctly. That's how these go. And you can make jams out of all of those. There's the milk. There's the cheese. Got honey. There's the I guess it's technically apple jam or applesauce. I'm not quite sure what that would be defined as, but plus a bunch of other stuff. There's eggs, apples you can sell just as they are, and here's all the different vegetables you can order through the summoners deal. So, and here's my little bear, and this is where I have my skills so far, and there's still room to grow. So it's just, this thing is amazing. How much work he's put into this game, and like I said, he's updating it almost every day. Sometimes I've seen it update almost 3 times a day. So I mean, this guy is just focused on this right now, even though it's been out in early access only like a month. This guy is just constant updates. It's kind of amazing. A lot of times when I've seen early access, it can really be hit or miss. I've seen some good ones where they've, you can tell there's still a lot of work to do, and I've seen other ones where there's still a lot of work to do and they don't even touch it. It's just like, what? Wait, what are you doing? So, but yeah, always look for these guys here. These creatures, I guess you can call them. I wouldn't really call them monsters, because it's not like they attack you or anything. See what he has to say today. And they always give little pearls of wisdom, little stories and stuff like that. So kind of fun to read through. Gives you something to kind of builds the lore of the land. So good day to you, bright-hearted shopkeeper. Your laughter tickles my bark. I recall the Sunfield Plateau, a golden sea where sky goats leap for fun, and the grass sways like it's listening to a joke. Even the rocks seem to smile beneath the sun's warm hand. I danced once there, yes, danced. Go gently, little one. I've wrapped your shadow in leaf and bark, so even in darkness, the forest will know you. We get a little 15% bonus or whatever it's going to be for the day, depending on whatever creature that you come across. Grab some eggs up while we're at it. I've got quite a bit of inventory stocked up, so we won't be spending too much time gathering from the fields. In this little playthrough here, I'll probably go for, imagine at least another hour here playing the game. But what I do find kind of interesting is the various bears that do appear different places. So now we got a little guy up there. Found one earlier up on I think it was up on that hill there. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. If you keep your eye out, you actually do find the little bears kind of hiding here and there. It's kind of neat. So something to pay attention to. Can't really interact with them, but you can at least spot them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the day going. And that way we can make some more cash money and expand our shop or whatever we do. But yeah, this is kind of like my produce section over here. Little jams and jars stuff. Weapons section, potion section, the ores section, shards, and yeah, all that fun stuff. And so much more left to do. So much more left to do. It's kind of amazing. Like I said, I've already put 22 hours or so into the game, and it's just, yeah, there's still tons of stuff. So it's kind of neat. Kind of like painted. Once I get it going for the day, that's usually when I go out and collect anything I might need to collect. I think overall we're probably, yeah, see, I got a good 1,500 berries of this type. But gathers way faster now, as you can see. Harvesting speed from the start of the game was only a 1, and now we're at basically 2.32 as far as speed goes. Instead of just collecting 1 berry each time, you're collecting 3. If you actually go around collecting everything you can possibly find in a day, then basically you can increase your levels anywhere from 1 to 2 a day for the harvesting skill, which is pretty nice. Adds up pretty quick there. A couple things I haven't figured out, or if there is anything to do with them yet, is these little lobster guys down here. If there's a trick on doing anything with them, I sure haven't figured it out yet. Or crabs, or whatever these are. I guess they're probably crabs. Azure pinches, so you can kind of hold them. Not sure really what to do with them. You can rename them for whatever that does. But yeah, other than that, not quite sure what you're supposed to do with these guys, if anything, or if they're just more for fun, which is what I'm kind of thinking that they are. Yeah, it's not like you get anything from them or anything. And tending them just means you grab them, which is weird. But yeah, but there's all kinds of different things to find. Again, there's those 2 creatures, like dinosaur type creatures up over here. Those ones there you almost need to kind of gather every day, just to keep your stocks up. Haven't seen what's up with the crabs either. Yeah, they're cute. That's what I figured out. They're cute. Yeah, so you got these little guys. They it looks like they'd be dangerous. Coco Raptor. I mean, but then you tend them and you get their scales. So that's kind of cool. there's Ninjabbit, and when you click him, you just get knocked away. So go figure. Like, again, just for funsies. But yeah, this world's it's pretty neat. It's definitely something that if you want to relax and just kind of have a nice time, and again, not worried about all the constant fighting that's in most games, and just have a nice relaxing experience, this is definitely a game I recommend. I think it's only, memory serves me, it's only like $12.99 or something like that on Steam right now. I know they had an introductory, but I think that already expired. But yeah, it's quite a big world when it comes down to it that you can gather stuff from. So I mean, you can spend a good 30-40 minutes, I think, if you went around collecting all the different ores, all the different berries. I just kind of wish they had more save points. I think that's something they probably need to work on. Some of these cute little bunnies here. Dabber. The Dabber will do ya. There's Wibble Hop, so they actually have names. You know, some of these actually have little names to them. Oh, looks like our guy just increased his back in level. So again, your employees will increase your skills as well. There's also random cats that you can find. I'm not sure if there's any point other than just going around petting cats, which I'm down with. You can also rename them if you want. I'm cool with Cali since I'm from Cali. Oh yeah. California in the house, you know, all that. There's a big ol', I guess he's probably a tortoise? Turtle or tortoise, I'm not quite sure what he is. That's always up here, so if you don't find any of the other creatures around in the area, I recommend coming to this guy. He's kind of like the default for profit. The stream I watched, the dev added his cat that passed through the game. Great. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's adorable. Yeah, no, see, I mean, this guy knows what he's doing. That's for sure. That's kind of cool. That's kind of neat that he does it. Yeah, I want to say there's at least 4 or 5 cats around. So yeah, so this guy here, Ombrao. Few speak of Hollow Reach, and fewer speak within. A vast underground city carved by the Pale Folk, who believe silence brought strength. They carved songs into the walls instead of speaking, and their children were born mute. Then one day, their silence cracked, and the echoes have not stopped since. Thank you for listening to what others fear to hear. So yeah, so always interesting little stories that he has there. But yeah, that's pretty neat about the cats though. Was not aware of that. So yeah, so there's even this little cat here. I actually named that one Naranja after an orange cat that's in our neighborhood. That's what we call him. Naranja being orange in Spanish. But yeah, this place is, I mean, graphics as far as I'm concerned are pretty much top notch for a game like this. I've seen some pretty rough graphics in some of these types of market simulator type games, or whatever you want to call them. I've been continuously impressed by this game, I have to say. Definitely one of the better Key Miller games I've come across so far. Definitely glad I applied for this one now, or requested the key rather. So definitely appreciate everyone stopping in and watching. That helps me out over there as well. Trying to build my rep, build my viewers, and all that kind of fun stuff. So appreciate you stopping in. And to any lurkers out there, appreciate you as well. You're all awesome, however you contribute. Lurkers make the world go round. I know I lurk on quite a few channels when I'm not actively streaming myself. Probably still watch more than I stream. But yep, I like this guy, how he wears shades. Just saying. So he does add little silly things like that into the game, so just keep an eye out for any silliness, kind of like the, like I said, I'm assuming it's the Star Wars reference up here with the little guys. Well, that looks pretty ominous over there, but those eyes showing. But yeah, there's I don't know if you've seen this on any of the streams yet, but there's where are they at? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see up on top there, see your eyes are kind of drawn down below here to this little camp with all the little horsies and cows and stuff, but looks like there's kind of a Star Wars reference going on up there, for as I can tell. Guys, 3 little guys in spacesuits, and they got lightsaber looking weapons or something. The green, the blue, which is typical of Jedi, and then there's like a red one, which is typical of the Sith. So thought that was kind of neat. The usual colors and everything. So and again, no fall damage, which I like. And from what I've seen on Discord, again, these little fairies here that you can find and collect around the landscape, they don't do anything. There's no bonuses yet, but it sounds like there might be something planned for them. Since someone asked about them if they did anything, he was just like, oh, not yet. But that to me means it's just a matter of time. Great little treasure to find. Yeah, no, exactly. I like finding little, I guess you can call it Easter eggs or whatever. In the game like that. I always enjoy things like that. I'm still not sure how to, there's a way up to that. It's like I guess that's a pinkish color or something. Looks like a unicorn that's up on the top of that cliff there. Not quite sure what the meaning of that is, or if it's a reference or that I'm not getting, but yeah, as you can see, there's a, looks like a unicorn of some sort. But yeah, I've gotten about halfway up that hill, or cliff face, but haven't been able to figure out how to get to him. I'll have to keep trying in my off time. It's kind of disorienting trying to get up the side of that, but maybe there's a way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just coming at it from the wrong direction, or maybe it's a farther approach to get to him. I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's a bunch of those little fairy things floating around. Yeah, here's a red one now. And if you click on them, then these two will join up and kind of almost become one. As you can see, like they're just floating around together now as I spin in a circle. And there's at least 3 or 4 different colors that I've seen so far. I think there's a blue one on that island up over here. But yeah, I'm just trying to kind of show the game off as much as I can. All the different little things you can find, the different little you know, things that are probably still being worked on. So yeah, I can sit there and keep gathering wool from these little guys. And again, you can swim right on top of the water, because this is what our character model is so far, a little wisp. So that's something that they added in, I think, on a fairly recent update, is going into third-person mode. So if the first-person view makes it a little, because I know it can make some people nauseous. That first-person view, you can always switch to this, which is kind of nice. I always like when developers do things like that. And yeah, but otherwise you tend to everything the same way. crazy little fox-looking guy that you can get some wool from as well. So most of the animals, if you can't get anything like milk out of, you can at least get their fur type of thing. Let's see, I think there's another wisp around here somewhere, or a fairy guy. It's around this here. Yep, there it is. Okay, first person. So then now that'll join. And now it's a 3-color little fairy circling around there. So again, no point to that yet, other than just having fun with it. And since it's Pride Month, we may as well have a little rainbow action going on there, because we are inclusive here. All are welcome. I might look the type that that may not be that way, but I definitely am. I've always been a pretty liberal person when it comes down to it, so. But yeah, pretty neat game, and again, you can always just teleport home when you're ready to, which is convenient. So let's see how our shop did. Looks like we got a good amount of cash for what we just did, or for our day's work. Still got plenty of stuff here in storage. Again, just as long as you have stuff in here, your stalker will just keep doing its thing. So let's see if we can upgrade anything yet. Let's see. I gotta do that fairly soon. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the last group of weapons so we can get this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 different things. Cool. Oh, and actually there's another one that opens up. So yeah, so every time you complete one of these little licenses or warrants with a little number next to it, odds are another one will appear for a higher level store. I've noticed that. It won't actually appear until you've unlocked it. So yeah, quite a bit of game left. Like I said, I put a good 22 hours, 23 hours into the game so far, and there's just tons left. It's kind of amazing, actually. So let's go ahead and get some weapons displays. Expanding this out. Actually, I'll probably put them over here. There we go. And this is another fun part of the game, is always trying to figure out your layout, especially when you expanded products and stuff like that, rearranging things, trying to still have a nice setup to everything. Trying to keep things fairly organized by type, by and everything like that. Keeping things nicely spaced. I don't like overlapping things and stuff. Cool. Yep, sometimes a little tricky getting exactly where you want it, but nothing too bad. Okay. And I'll probably wind up moving these around just a little bit anyways. So, not gonna focus too hard on where that's going just yet. Let me get the new products in, and we'll see where we need to rearrange everything. Or at least where I'll want to rearrange things. Okay, so we got more swords and stuff. More gauntlets, another bow, and more arrows. Okay, so let's go ahead. I won't focus too much on getting things exact on the stream here. But yeah, so more bows. I like try to have a display for every single thing you can get. That's kind of been my focus so far. And can't forget to set the prices. That's very important. Make sure you set these prices. Again, what I like to do is matching the market price and just dropping it down like a penny just to make it a little cheaper than the market price. Just enough to hopefully increase sales just a little bit. I know it tends to work in other games like this, where it has like the response systems and stuff like that. Most people put it like exact, so if you put it just below, then people won't complain about prices or anything to that effect. So cool. All right, so got that taken care of, that expansion done. I think the next one will probably be to get this, so we'll probably have to save up for the 4300. I don't think I put anything into my stuff over here yet. And I named this one after another cat that we, another stray in the neighborhood that we've been feeding that kind of looks like that. Call him Tux, or call her Tux rather. Okay, so we're gonna need some ores, some berries, and probably toss some more milk in there. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. So definitely want that. See how our ores are doing here. You got 28 of that one. I always try to do what we ever have the least of. Okay, we actually got fairly equal amounts of everything, so let's just do one of each. Yeah, this is probably I think the inventory management for this is probably one of the areas that I think he probably has some of the most work left to do. I think there needs to be a little bit more ways to sort the inventory. Some of the ones that they give aren't bad as far as this stuff goes, but even then that's not really quite all the shelf items. I think this is has most of the produce items at least, so this is probably one of the most accurate, but even then it'd be nice if there's one just for berries, just for veggies, things like that. So if these actually had more categories below them, that would, I think would be very helpful personally. So because when you're trying to figure out what all you got of everything, you can get a little messy, a little confusing what you actually have and don't have. Especially if everything's kind of separated, as you can see, like that has the ores. Yeah, because I don't think it even shows the ore here in the shelf spots, which technically it is a shelf item. So you have to look in the all for the ores, and there's a few here which are nice in a row, probably because I was mining them in a row when I found them. But then there's like one random one down here. So I've found that a little. That's probably what slowed me down the most out of everything in this game here. Is just simply trying to go through here and see what I have and don't have. As far as things like that, even like the scales, there'll be some that are near each other, but then for more scales, I got like one up here. So I mean, it's just, this is probably the storage I think that needs a little bit more sorting options. So Dev, if you're listening later on or just lurking out there, I'm not, you just never know. I'd recommend more sorting options and stuff like that, or filtering options for the storage. Since if you get to this point in the game, it can get pretty it can be a bit much. I'll just put it that way. At least it's all still there, but yeah, sometimes it takes a bit. Especially with all the different kinds of jams. I only got 6 jam makers, so it's like I kind of want to put the lowest ones in there, and if jams are listed in a few different places, it's kind of hard to know exactly what you need to do, which ones you need to focus on. And that's actually one more thing. Yeah, the refining, even though you can increase it as a skill, it's not appearing in here yet. I'll have to report that on the Discord later, which it seems to be pretty active on, so that's always nice. You just never know sometimes. Sometimes developers have a Discord and they barely touch it. Okay, yeah, I'll probably do one of each of the new berries. Produce. So yeah, so these help a little bit, but not entirely. As you can see, I've already done quite a bit of gathering for these, so. Oop. Still good, still good. You didn't see it on the floor, still good. Okay. But yeah. You just fill it up and watch that little meter go up. Basically a full case of anything to take care of that. I guess technically anything less than a case too will work. If you don't have a full amount, full case amount, it'll still do the job. Just you'll get less jam. Which is probably more of a problem for out of season berries, since you have to, if you didn't harvest enough to last the other 3 seasons, then you will be probably running out of those at some point. So you can either take them off the shelf, make jam out of them, which you'll probably make more money from in the end. So I'm focusing on making more jams than anything. Yeah, I kind of like having them over here. Kind of separates it from the shop there. It's not too far a walk to get here either, so kind of nice. You can set them up in your home to do that. Otherwise, you're taking up valuable floor space over here. But yeah, I definitely recommend it, this game, to anyone who's looking for a cozy shop simulator. I mean, surpasses everything I've seen so far. I've played a handful now, so. So yeah, plenty of goals, plenty of things to do. Again, I've only shown a little bit of the gathering, which is probably the most tedious part when it kind of comes down to it. But even then, it's a nice way to spend the time. It's almost meditative, I'll just put it that way. And for people with brains like myself, it's kind of nice. Can't forget to share the love towards Teddy here and there. So I've already gotten him up to level 10. As far as love goes, I'm not sure how far these goes. I haven't topped out any of my skills yet, and some of these I've really been working on, especially the harvesting. That's something I've probably done the most. Just get all the various berries and various jams fully stocked, so that way hopefully it'll last me the year or the other 3 seasons. So cool. And yep, just kind of wish there was more save points, like before or when you open the shop, like if it's saved then as well. That would probably be kind of nice, especially if you did a major gathering. there'll be a black dragon that appears. There's like a little well thing right there. You can barely see. He appears over there. There's a red dragon that appears in another spot. There's that one wood creature, tree creature that we saw the day prior here. Huge turtle that appears out in the ocean past that one island that we went to. Keep an eye out for it. It gives it pretty significant profits. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, haven't seen this before. Oh, dang. Graced our shop with the blessing. Judges were the water. Oh, wow. Okay. This is different. I have not seen that yet. It's kind of neat. Because we don't talk to them, we just give us a bonus. Interesting. So yeah, so even after 27 hours, I'm still finding things in this game, which is pretty awesome. Usually by now, this game, a game like this would just be very, very, very repetitive. Fourth member of the Blue Man Group, that was it exactly right. Good one. I like that. So yeah, so that was different. That's kind of neat. That kind of shocked me, just popping out of the water like that. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was just starting to think, oh, I guess the storm's just a storm. That's all there is to it. Okay, we're cool. Moving on. But nope. This guy appears. Okay. Cool. Let's get back to the next thing. Let's just teleport back to the shop. Cool. Very nice. Alright. Actually, I probably want to get some backups of all that stuff so I can keep the shelves stocked. Having a lot of stuff on hand. Let's see, I've stocked up quite a bit of all the other stuff. I don't gotta worry about it for a while. So yeah, I just pop it straight into there now. Let my little stalker wisp take care of all that stuff for me. Show some love with Teddy. Don't forget to love Teddy. There you go. Give him a couple times. Okay. Again, not entirely sure what this is for. I haven't been able to figure that one out yet, but either way, it's fun. It makes a cool little sound when you hit it. And I try to aim for bigger numbers just for the fun. Not sure if it has any effect on anything, but there you go. It is what it is. Oh, whoa. Okay. Ooh. Well, I haven't been able to do that before. That was different. Okay. I guess that's just for funsies. Again, don't think it did anything, but there we have it. Okay, so a little more left to basically click on him any opportunity. I'm not sure what love does, Teddy's love does once it builds up all the way, but I'll find out. That'll probably be a future stream. I'll probably be coming back to this after I do a lot more work. Oh, then there's Nova blocking the view of the camera, in case you wonder why my webcam went dark all of a sudden. There she is. I need to get a cat cam for her, so she likes to join me up on the desk here. I got a little spot for her, so I'm gonna need to get a camera there for her pretty soon, so you can see her cuteness as she takes a nap or gets pets or whatnot. A big cat household here. As I was mentioning earlier, we got a total of 5 cats now. Had 3 up until just a handful of days ago. Brought 2 more in during a crazy storm. One of them had already been kind of in and out, but he brought his little buddy in, kind of a little, probably about a few month old kitten now, somewhere in that range. They've been snuggling in the yard here and there. I've seen some mornings, so didn't want to take him in without taking her in as well. So she's just still learning how to use the litter box, which is a fun experience. So she's doing a little confinement training. Unfortunately, got her in a bathroom. At least it's a decent sized bathroom, but she's in there right now. So at least the ads gave me a chance to go check up on her, make sure she's doing okay, all that fun stuff. Yep, but definitely a cat household. That's why I got so many cat emotes and stuff like that. I'm a childless cat guy, or whatever you want to call it. Guess that makes my wife a childless cat lady, but hey, it's all good. Again, we're inclusive here, so. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's pop that again just for funsies. There we go, 13. Lucky number 13? 13. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's get the next day going here. That way we can hopefully get yet another expansion, get some more goods in here, and rinse and repeat. So we got lots of game left to do as far as this is concerned. A few more of these here just to bump up stocks a little bit. At least 20 of each. Keep loving on that bear. Not sure if that affects anything. If that increases customers somehow or what. I'm not quite sure what we'll have to check the Discord and see what Teddy's love does. But we're times 500 love, whatever that means. So we'll find out. Otherwise, let me go out and gather some berries. Run out of some of these season changes. Gives me something to do with the shops. Doing its thing. Yeah, like how much faster you can harvest once you level up a little bit. Plus you get more goods every time it levels up too. 3 times what I was getting in the very beginning, which is kind of nice. Reduces the repetition a little bit there. Gives you a reason to go around collecting the beauty there. I was reading about your recent autism disorder. Diagnosed with ADHD. I was growing up, girls didn't have ADHD. Glad doctors are making this. Yeah, no, for real. No, it's amazing how much things have changed. Really, just the last 10 years or so with everything. Autism spectrum was either you had it and it was severe, or you didn't have it. And that's all there was to it. Finally, had Asperger's as a thing. I think in the 90s. It's a variation of autism, but still didn't fully recognize it as a spectrum from my understanding until really about just over 10 years ago. 13 years ago. And I didn't discover it. Yeah, very recently. I'm going to be 50 in a couple months here. Not a couple months, a couple weeks. I wish it was a couple months. But yeah, in a couple weeks here, yeah, I'm going to be turning the big 5-0. Have a birthday stream will be properly announced here pretty soon. I'm not sure how long it will go. I might try it for a 12-hour stream or something like that. But yeah, in fact, I discovered really till just over a year ago, probably about a year and a half ago, that I was on the spectrum. neurodivergent for some time now. I mean, I just always have problems with interactions. I actually thought I had Asperger's possibly for a while there, but I never quite fit the bill for it. Kind of one of those things. Some of the things about it kind of fit, some of the things didn't quite fit. But that's probably because, from my understanding, Asperger's is a very specific set of symptoms of autism, which is why it's been kind of encompassed within the spectrum now. So really, Asperger's is kind of a term. So people who do use it are basically just people who were diagnosed with that, or just more used to that terminology than anything. But really, Asperger's is part of the spectrum. I've always struggled with personal relationships and talking to people, and just about anything dealing with people. When it comes down to it, animals. Oh yeah, that's never been a problem for me. Yeah, people. Oh my god. Just knowing helps us improve, so we don't feel weird or left out. No, exactly. No, it's kind of nice. It's nice knowing why I've been different. So I'm sure you're the same way. Realizing that you have the ADHD is like, yeah, it's kind of a confirmation. Like, you're not just a weirdo. You're not, you're not a freak for not being like everyone else. It's just like you're just neurologically wired different. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no fixing it. Which before was always like, oh, fix yourself. Why are you that way? It's kind of the attitude I used to get more than anything. So yeah, it's been kind of nice knowing, oh, this is just the way I am, and other people actually need to deal with it. But it also gives me an understanding of why people might not entirely understand where I'm coming from or the things I'm saying. To me, it makes perfect sense. See if I can cut a while there and talk to someone in the store. No, oh, exactly. You got it. Oh, no, school uniforms. Exactly. Yeah, no, it's. I probably because of my age, I definitely wear the mask pretty good, but it's almost like I have like a set routine of things that I would kind of like. I was very good at spinning the conversation away from myself, if that makes sense. So if people started asking too much about me, I was actually pretty good at spinning it around to basically the conversations back on the person that I was talking to. That way the pressure was kind of off me as far as anything that I had to say, revealing anything about myself, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of one of those, I guess, skills I developed by the whole masking deal. That's probably kind of what prevented me from really learning what my deal was for so long as well, though. So, it's good and bad masking. Sometimes it comes in handy. Other times not so much. So actually, if I do need to reveal my emotions or reveal my inner thoughts, sometimes it's not always so easy because I've learned to mask so hard. So, but yeah, no, I'm glad you figured out about the ADHD thing. It's pretty significant to find out. Things like that. In my book, that guy. Like I said, it's nice having that kind of confirmation for whatever that's worth. Like I said, I know for me personally, it's been quite comforting. It's explained a lot. Let me put it that way. Looking back at my life, through a different lens, I guess you can say. It makes a lot of things a lot more understanding. Struggles with my family, struggle with people I know, why friendships tend to you know, they start off good and then they kind of tapered weirdly. And usually end with a very weird misunderstanding because we're coming from two different places, two different mindsets. But now I know. So it's kind of nice taking that mask off. But it's also kind of got me into streaming too, because this is something that's surprisingly easy to do. I've always been a gamer. Ever since I've been a little kid. I mean, as far as I can remember, and that puts it back in the late 70s, let me just put it that way. I've always been comfortable around games. It's always been kind of my escape from reality and things like that. So it's been kind of neat doing the streaming bit because it's actually a lot easier to communicate to a screen than to people. Yeah, consider lazy by my family. Yep. Disassociate all day. Yep. Forget what I was supposed to do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's definitely still something I kind of struggle with. Sometimes I dissociate a little too much. Even as far as my liking goes, I do. Procrastination is definitely something I've have issues with. Sometimes I put things off way too long because I don't want to deal with all the things I gotta deal with to do those things. I'm sure you know about that. It's like, okay, I don't want to deal with people, and to do this, I have to call somebody. I have to, you know, go talk to somebody. It's like, oh, I don't want to go do that. I don't want to talk to anyone. It's like, why would I want to talk to somebody for? No. Can I do this without talking to somebody? Can I do this online? Can I? Yeah, it's, you know, I'm sure you know that routine. Don't want to mansplain or anything silly. But yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve. Definitely feel better about myself knowing it. I want to say my thoughts towards myself have definitely improved. There used to be a lot of, I guess, self-hate or whatever you want to call it. My depression and stuff like that is actually quite a bit. So it's finding out. I used to get real down on myself for not doing things like everyone else does. It's like, why can't I just be this way? Why can't I just be that way? That was way too common of a question I used to ask myself. Well, now I have an answer. Which I'm sure you as well. So that's I'm happy for you. Don't know you, but I'm happy for you. Happy for anyone who figures out who they really are and how their brain really is functioning. There's another streamer that actually helped me out quite a bit. He's neurodivergent. Well, he has the whole ADHD as well. Him and his not wife, but long-term girlfriend, I guess you can call it. He does plan once he makes partner on here to make it official, but so I don't know if you know Who Knows Yo at all, that streamer, Kevin and Liz, awesome streamers, by the way. Go ahead and do my auto stand out for him, or shout out. Yeah, so if you don't know that guy, I recommend him. They both have ADHD. It's actually, like I said, they're awesome people. They helped me become affiliate. Helped me get my follower count up, even my view count that I needed at the time. So I know it's a little easier now to get affiliate, but they helped me do it before it was easy. So if you don't follow those people, I highly recommend them. They might even be on now. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I think they were planning on streaming today as well, so I might raid into them if they're on. Well, thanks for following. I appreciate that. You're super cool. Welcome, new denizen. That'd be a game denizen. Appreciate the follow. Definitely appreciate that. Try to have a fairly positive attitude, community, and people I recommend to follow as well. Most of them tend to be neurodivergent to some degree or another. So appreciate you joining. I hope to see you again sometime. Another. Yeah, I almost forgot to follow. Yeah, I know. I do that all the time. I raid into places. I'm like, oh, these people are cool. And then sometimes I'll close out. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't follow. What is wrong with me? And then just, pop back in awkwardly if I can, and then, slap that follow down. So, yeah, so that's if I can remember who I was in. That's, one of those things. So, definitely appreciate the follow. Definitely help my counts, that's for sure. It's slow going at times. Being a newer streamer, I've only been just over 3 months now, but not even fully regularly. It's probably like my 22nd, 23rd stream, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correctly. So, still pretty new at it. Still improving the channel as much as I can. Still got a lot of work to do. One of the things I'm probably going to be doing soon is adding closed captions for those that are hard of hearing or deaf for that matter. Something I sadly overlooked when I got my channel going in the first place. Probably be getting that going on fairly soon as well. It's feel kind of silly not having it yet for them. Or even just for people who want to don't have the chance to listen but can watch. That comes in handy as well. Okay, I think I'm good for the day here. Oh, some love for the bear. Yeah, I'll definitely try to get us over to somebody cool once I do eventually raid out here. Not sure how much longer I'll be going. Probably a little bit longer. Okay, so I think I'm good to rest for the night. Let's see if there's any. Right. Yeah, actually, they are on right now. So yeah, so probably once I'm done streaming myself, I'll get over to the Who Knows Yo. So they won't have me do the meds reminder during the day and everything like that. She over there, she also has MS, unfortunately. At least it sounds like it's not the aggressive kind. And he actually just found out that he has type 1 diabetes, and he's a millennial, so go figure on that one. So they both have had life changes that they're working through on stream and sharing their journey. And again, super funny people, awesome people. I like rating them as much as I can. Personally, let's get started. Yeah. Definitely recommend checking them out. So if you're not with me when I do raid, I do recommend checking them out when you get a chance. Don't recommend people lightly around here. They definitely deserve it. They're also pushing for a partner. Again, as soon as they Sooner they make partner, the sooner that he'll slap a ring on that, if you know what I mean. So I'm encouraging anyone I can to go and support them, even over myself. Definitely, probably some of the nicest people I've ever had the pleasure of even just meeting online, but still had the pleasure of meeting. So, like streamers that focus on negative things or troll their viewers, things like that. That to me is just kind of I guess you can say a turn off as far as streaming goes. Definitely cool people's only. Yeah, I'll probably see if a few more days here, see if anything do any more expansions before I go. Plan on streaming 3 to 4 hours. It's already getting pretty warm here. Trying to do morning streams and might start up some evening streams since we're getting into summertime. Middays gets pretty hot around here. Don't have a proper functioning air conditioning too, so that's always fun. Seems like people that struggle the most are the kindest people aren't. Now, for real. No, for real. It's one of those things. They say most successful people tend to be narcissists to some degree or another, mainly because they don't care about stepping on other people to get where they need to get to. Doing what you gotta, all the nasty things that you tend to have to do to get ahead in the world. So it is pretty sad. So, but yeah, they're great people over there. They're great people, seriously. I really can't emphasize it enough. They have a great community. They might tease each other a little bit, but they're a great community. Okay, let me go collect some stuff while they're. Oh wow! Oh, that's kind of neat. I didn't even notice how the screen looks like it gets wet there. Water drops and everything. I'm still impressed by this game. It's like 25 hours in at this point. Wow. That's some of the better water effects that I've seen in games too. Very unusual. I don't have window. Have window AC, and this is almost 90. Yeah, it's actually pretty close to that where I'm at. Basically, I'm just working with ceiling fans and whatnot, so yeah, that's no fun. Yeah. And those window ACs, I've dealt with those before. They are not the best. They barely keep the one room that you're in, like on the. They get the sun themselves, it's pretty much just give up. Go to another room, sleep through it, whatever it takes. A lot of times it gets to 100 easily in the summer here, so July and August are going to be pretty crazy months to get through if I'm going to be streaming. Early streams and late streams. That nailed down a definite schedule yet, but hopefully soon. Just had a lot of stuff going on. Your ears saying that I adopted a couple more stray cats from the neighborhood. Just getting them into the bed, things like that. Make sure they're all properly taken care of. The kitten that we pulled in was still litter training, so crazy is with the night, the darkness of the night, it seems like they kind of changed some of the lighting effects. So yeah, they're definitely still working on this game. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed by this game. Almost can't recommend it enough. Definitely glad I picked this one up. I'll just do the ingots going on here. Do all the processing stuff. The daily processing. And it's like the lighting effects on the inside too. I mean, you can see like there's like that definite difference between inside and outside, which sometimes it's kind of a blur. It's looking pretty sweet now. Graphics don't tend to impress me too much in most games, but this one actually. Still trips me out as a solo developer. It's a nice part once you gather the bunch, it tends to last a little while. So if you really go crazy gathering when you first start the game, I recommend it, especially when the seasons change. I spent the first 2 or 3 days gathering up as much as you can. That seems to last for the rest of the season. Little tip, little advice there in case you wind up getting the game. A lot of processing. Oh my goodness, almost forgot to grab that honey. All the berries are in there. So you can put one kind of berry in each pot at a time. Also, the apples that you find can also go in there, so you can make that apple chicken. Something I didn't figure out right away either. I was like, wait a minute, can I put other stuff in here? It's like, oh, any fruit. Okay. Which so far is just the apples, as far as I can tell. If I go ahead and do this, then again, gotta check up on those new cats that we got, make sure they're doing alright. Since I have the one that's locked up in the bathroom, I should just use the litter box. The one getting lonely in there. Mewing a little bit ago, so I'm sure she's okay. I think we're gonna show this game off pretty good here so far. Probably do a future stream on this again fairly soon. Especially once I get into winter time, so I'm gonna show the winter environment, see how different that is. so I just really want to kind of get on here and at least knock one of these games out. Keep in the practice. Stock of these. Yeah, that's looking good. Cool. Alright. Oh yeah, the honey. Can't forget the honey. I was forgetting something. Okay. Let's save it, and then we'll get that raid going on. So I appreciate it if you hang out for that. I'll bring you over to Who Knows Yo's channel. I'll be hanging out there anyways, so as much as I can after checking on the cats. But cool. All right, after the storm, everything's looking calmer out here. Cool. All right, so just hang in there now. I'll go ahead and let's see. I think I have the. Let's see if this command works now. Yeah, if you want to copy that for the raid, I'll go ahead and get out of here. Get the main menu. And then we'll get over to Who Knows Yo's channel and see what kind of shenanigans they're up to over there. They're always a fun time. Oh yeah, no, definitely glad you found me too. So, I hope you you enjoy the where we're heading to here. So, definitely appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. Feel free to do so in the future. I tend to try to stream on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at the very least. Sometimes a weekend day gets thrown in there. I'll be having a birthday stream probably on the 19th. It's a birthday / 2-month affiliate stream is what it's going to be. I'll probably be going 12 hours, so I'll be on most of the day, I would imagine. Not sure what time I'm really officially starting, but I would imagine fairly early. I'm thinking probably a 9 to 9 or a 10 to 10, something like that. Something crazy, that specific time. I'm not sure how that translates to where you are necessarily. But yeah, definitely appreciate you stopping by. Again, cool name you got there. I like it. Always like the cool names like that. So, but all right. Thanks for tuning in. Let me put the thanks for watching screen up while I do my raid search and raid out of here. So you take care. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.